So now it's a murder mystery to figure out who killed Humpty Dumpty.
You have to investigate all of the king's horses and all the king's men.
That couldn't put him back together
Because
again
someone doesn't want Humpty being put back together again.
because Humpty is a snitch. Humpty is a snitch. We're gonna do a fun little thought experiment here, Alex. We like to.
Oh, good, another trolley problem.
No, not a trolley problem this time.
The trolley was the problem all along.
The trolley was the friends we made along the way. I have an idea called Build a Quest.
This sounds like a workshop you can find.
Yes, and in it we will be making a quest that looks like a bear. I have a random phrase generator up on my screen that can put any number of random phrases up that are just common phrases that we use all the time. I'm going to have it generate 3. What we're going to do with those 3 completely random generated phrases is we're going to use them as the titles of quests that we're going to build.
Okay.
And we're going to do it for something thematic. So for this one, this works perfectly for what we were just talking about. I was going to do science fiction as our setting. Maybe it's a derelict children's hospital in space. I don't know. And we're going to just see what we want to do for the quests based on these 3 random phrases. Okay?
Okay.
So our first quest title is Head Over Heels, which technically means falling deeply in love with another person. But we can have fun with that. Okay, Head Over Heels. That's our quest name for our space adventure. Okay, my initial thought is to take that very, very literally. That there is literally something happening that is causing people's heads to be over their heels.
Yes, they're broken in half.
Yes, they are broken in half. So you've gone to a laboratory that is having a problem with heads and heels being reversed. They went through a teleporter, and people did not come out right on the other side. And you have to figure out what's going on.
Sure, you need to recalibrate the teleporter.
You need to recalibrate the teleporter. The question, though, then becomes, why would it, was this sabotage? Did somebody sabotage the teleporter? Is this a Jeff Goldblum in The Fly situation? Where, things just got discombobulated because of the folly of man, or something to that effect.
Is it an angry AI?
Is it an angry AI that's trying to recombine body parts together? Maybe it's a psychotic clown. Who knows? This could be very interesting. So, okay, let's go off of that for a minute. So, we've got teleporters that are recombining people in weird ways, and we got to figure out a way to change that. How does the party learn about that quest?
Teleporting?
They teleport in, and one of the members is
a red shirt.
Is a red shirt, yeah. You choose your NPC, and your NPC. Okay, so if that happens, though, then that means only one of the teleporter pads in this scenario is malfunctioning and doing that, because everybody else is fine.
So once they teleport in, they see a little thing on the other side, which is like a sticky note that says this teleporter out of service.
Yeah. Oops.
They didn't put it on the other side. They just put it on the one side.
Got it. So this is probably, if that's the case, then we're looking at almost a derelict space station. Maybe they were teleporting in to find out what went wrong. Ooh. And that might mean that there are discombobulated people roaming the hallways of this now abandoned facility.
It's the clowns. With their heads on upside down.
Why are we making this even scarier than we did in the previous segment? Let's not do that. No, they'd be like the necromorphs, actually. They'd be out of place. We're now doing Dead Space again. Oh no. What are we going to do? Okay, so they come in, the red shirt's all discombobulated, and why is my head on my heel now? What am I supposed to do? It's almost like that's the name of the quest.
Yeah, I don't know, this one sounds kind of meh.
This sounds kind of meh.
Yeah.
You could eventually recalibrate that, or there's an evil scientist. I feel like an evil scientist happens.
Evil scientist.
Yeah. And then when the evil scientist tries to explain to you what he was thinking, it's like, well, once upon a time, I had fallen deeply in love with another person, and I wanted people to know how that felt by the phrase head over heels. All right. Let's try another one. Here we go. Okay. Your second one is tough it out, which means to remain resilient even in hard times or enduring. Okay. Tough it out.
Tough it out. What comes to mind is like enduring a siege.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Or an endurance test, or some kind of like space coliseum. Yeah, okay, we'll go with yours though. So we're under siege. From
clowns.
I'm seeing a theme here. And so your party is tasked with defending against the massive horde that's coming in. What is the resolution to that quest?
You toughed it out.
You had to,
These are not very compelling quest names.
You know what though? That's okay, because that's why I chose 3, because I knew that one of these would have to be good. Okay. So the third one, we can get into this one. I got ideas. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Failing to meet expectations, not being as good as people say. Immediately, I'm thinking giant chicken.
I was thinking Humpty Dumpty.
Oh god, that's even better. Okay, yeah, so my thought was giant flaming chicken, but okay, let's... Flamin' hot wings is what I should have called it. But anyway...
Okay, hold on. No. What you need to do,
yes,
for it's not all it's cracked up to be, you need to go procure eggs from a phoenix.
Oh, okay, yep. And you have to birth a new phoenix into the world. So there is that possibility. That would be a good quest. But let's explore the Humpty Dumpty thing for a second there, because now I like this idea. You end up in a simulation where you are in a like storybook fantasy world. It's similar to like that quest in Witcher 3 where you end up like in the storybook like world or something like that, where you have to deal with like Little Red Riding Hood and the little pigs and everything. But it's Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty has fallen down, broken his crown, or whatever, however.
Just his crown? He's shattered.
He's shattered. But now there's evidence that he didn't fall, he was pushed. So now it's a murder mystery to figure out who killed Humpty Dumpty.
You have to investigate all of the king's horses and all the king's men.
That couldn't put him back together again.
Someone doesn't want Humpty being put back together again.
Because Humpty is a snitch. Humpty is a snitch, and we knew it from the moment he saw who did it. And somebody was trying to keep Humpty quiet. That's what happened. So, okay, this has some legs on it. All right. So Humpty is dead, and he is not being able to put back together, and he was probably pushed down. Okay, cool. I like this. Who was the culprit?
Little Jack Horner.
I knew that little bastard was responsible. Little Jack Horner, and then you have to go on a quest to try and track him down. You have to bring him to justice. It becomes like a whole court case. It's a Law and Order episode, but with Humpty Dumpty and Little Jack Horner. That's great. And then it was all in a simulation, and somebody was trying to use these characters to piece together the death of their own, like, sister or something like that, who had gotten pushed off of a wall, and who nobody wanted to investigate because it was a cover-up. So there's...
Of course it's a cover-up.
It's always a cover-up. It's got to be conspiracy. There's got to be something better for Tough It Out that we're just not seeing. Oh my god, you know what would be fun? Is if we were taking that whole nursery rhyme thing, we make Tough It Out, and we refer to a Tuffet and Little Miss Muffet sitting and eating her curds and whey. And Head Over Heels actually could have been about Humpty Dumpty too, now that I'm thinking about it.
Probably about the witch that you crushed in not Alice in Wonderland.
Oh my god, you know what I'm
Wizard
realizing?
of Oz.
These could have all been fairy tale related instead of
They
space
could have
related.
been.
Oh, that's a missed opportunity. It's all a simulation in space where you are trapped in a fairy tale. And that's
Space fairy tale.
a space fairy tale, and that's why they've named him this way.
You know, I don't see enough space converted fairy tales from the Brothers Grimm.
Oh, that would be amazing. You could have like the different characters with like cybernetic upgrades and stuff.
You could have to go to Grandma's house, but you have to go through the asteroid belt. It's not. It's no longer a wolf. It's a fucking asteroid worm or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Space worm.
space worms. Yeah, space worms coast to coast. You could really do something fun with that. I like the idea of taking like the Three Little Pigs, but they're not in the houses as you know them. They're like in space stations, and one of them had made it kind of like loosey-goosey, and then
One of them lives in an asteroid.
yeah, and the big bad wolf is literally just a giant space destroyer, like a ship called the Big Bad Wolf that's trying to destroy all three of them with the giant wind cannon, which is
There you
hard in
go.
space. If you think
Yeah, it is actually.
Anyway, so this has been our little experiment that we do occasionally. We do some experiments, and this one was interesting enough about building a quest from simple random phrases. I am going.
It needs some refining.
Yes, it does, in an actual refinery. To close this out, I'm going to generate one more that I'm going to give to everybody else for them to figure out. Isn't that fun? Oh, this is a good one. Why does it give the people that are going to respond a good one? Okay. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. You can do so much with that one.
Yeah, kitchen related or heat related, fire elemental related. Who knows?
Yeah. If you have ideas for what you would do for a quest, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, please let us know. You can also come and check us out on Discord if you would like to leave some information in the episode discussion forum.